I think I've got some websites open now.
Oh, yeah, were they on the other tabs on the top?
Right.
Go ahead and bring that back up.
You did not?
No, if you go back to Internet Explorer.
I'm going to have you come up here and operate this.
Whatever they call it.
Down below, the one that was open, with all the pictures of books.
All the pictures.
Oh, you'll have to click the down arrow there.
Mark, come on up here. What I want is Unity, the site, the one that is for Unity government. Now I'm going to keep talking because you don't want to sit here for half an hour listening to me try to get the computer to work. I know that. I was talking to you about Unity FM radio. What FM radio has done is recorded many one-hour talks by Unity ministers. They have live shows going on Monday through Friday, but they also have recorded them. It should be, we're looking for this one, unity.org. Unity.org. Okay. I find it's a light to just sit down in the evening, sometimes when the television shows are lousy, just to turn on one of these shows, and you can choose what the topic is that you want, and just listen. And that moves you from being in that space of life, what life has been doing, to some fresh thoughts, to a better inspiration than most of what we see on television these days. Okay, that was the FM radio, or online radio. The next one that Dee Dee asked about was paulhasselbeck.com. Paul Hasselbeck is one of our Unity ministers who started out as a dentist in Cuba. And one day he had a patient who, the drill slipped in him and there was a little bleeding, and he found out afterwards that this patient had HIV positive. And so at that point in time, he of course had to leave doing dental work because of the implications that that was probably going to have on his life. At that stage, he came back to the United States and became a minister. It's a long story, but the next major thing was he became a minister, and he has been a teacher at Unity School for a number of years. He is responsible for writing the book Metaphysics and numerous others. He has a radio show. We call him our metaphysics guru because he is the one who has specialized in more recently updating and making useful the materials that are in the metaphysics textbook, which many of us have used in class, which I taught this past winter. Okay, we're on unityvillage.org. I was not prepared to show you that. I just wanted to put this address here if you have any interest in retreats, looking for a place to go for a week or a weekend. That might be one to think about. And what they have done is there is a water tower. There's a tower at Unity Village. Some of you have seen it. Little did we know that houses a water container. Capacity, the whole village. There are 2 lakes at Unity Village, and that water gets pumped out of the lake and processed and stored inside the tower. And so they have renovated the base of the tower, the bottom part. It used to be the radio facility way back when radio was, well, before television. I guess is the easy way to explain that. I see a head nod at our gal from Fort Myers. You've heard this before. Yes. But it is now they call it the Awaken Whole Life Center. And they have massages, they have retreats, they have really a strong health focus there. It is partly Unity run, it is partly run by groups in the Kansas City area as well. And then next one that I've listed here, go to resources and then go to articles, and you'll find numerous short inspirational articles there. And the last one, or the next one beyond that, talks about the Unity Village, gives you pictures of Unity Village and that sort of thing. And when Eric Butterworth passed in 2003, that their very solid minister, he had done numerous writing. His wife gave all of his writings and books to the archives at Unity, and you can go and listen to quite a bit of information. You can hear him talk, you can hear him speak. He was in New York City and for a number of years, and ultimately was speaking on Sunday mornings in the Lincoln Center quite a huge step. Thousands of people would come to hear Eric Butterworth at a time. So he's an interesting man to listen to and to read about. Okay, and the next one I want to go to is Unity Worldwide Ministries. Okay, yes. Okay, good. Maybe I can try and wander you through this one. We'll see how we do. Here, this is if you want to visit a church, perhaps our visitor today did this. If you go to Connect, notice the drop down is showing us Find a Ministry. And when we go to Find a Ministry, we have a chance to write the zip code we're in and how far from that zip code we want to find a church, and that will bring up for us a long list of, well, short or long, depending on where you are, list of the churches that are available. And then you click on that, and that will take you to the time of the service and all the information you want from that source. Okay, let's go also and look at resources. I think there's another one I had on here, or services. Under resources. Well, videos is one that I want to give you a chance to look at. Not only are they is this information available here, but it's also available on Unity Institute. There are lots of videos also through YouTube. If you start with Unity, you can catch a number of singers and a number of other kinds of things as well. So as you scroll down on this, you're going to find lots of options as well. Some of which, for instance, this is Maya Angelou. And it's an interview that was held with her. Oh, it's got a commercial on it. No, we don't need to stay with that. You can't do anything with that. You like that, did you? I know, it's a hook. It's an ad there. Let's see. Let's go back again to this site. There are resources on here too, where under resources, there are resources that we as a church use. This is Unity Worldwide Ministries is primarily for the purpose of assisting churches, and whereas the World Headquarters is for the purpose of reaching out to the world, the general public. A lot of people come to Unity through Daily Word, or they request prayer with Daily Word, but they still continue in their traditional church tradition, but use the resources that are available there. And so, as we recognize that, I'm just trying to show you that whether or not you can come here on Wednesday nights to get inspired, anytime you have a need, you can go to Unity Resources. Probably the last one that I like to mention, and that is there are times when I would like to hear a minister's lesson. And at this point, I know that our church is experimenting with retaining messages there. But there are some churches, Unity churches, who have done that for a long time. And one of my favorite ones is Unity of Phoenix. They have saved online messages back quite a distance. I happen to know both of the ministers who are there. One of them is a man who has polio and is dealing with post-polio syndrome. Uses crutches on Sunday mornings because he has to use them all the time in his life, but he is an awesome speaker. And it just makes you feel good to listen to the other Unity ministers as well. If you have a time when during the week you just really want to be connected and it's not an option to go out somewhere. And I also would encourage you to think about sharing this kind of information. You may know somebody who is dealing with some illness, they're healing, but it's a long process. You may, after you explore these different sites, you may find some places that would be easy to turn on when you go to visit them, so two of you could listen together. Or you may have a parent who is not able to get out, and you could give them that same opportunity. So I hope you take those list of resources that you've got there and really begin to do something with them. We are living in an amazing day and age with the option of the internet. So I encourage you to remember this when you are having a day that's less than perfect. It'll help you let go of the stress in the outer and turn within. And we do sometimes need encouragement from other sources besides just within. So what do you want? Peace, love, joy, wisdom? The kingdom of heaven is that place of peace within. And we can all go there whenever we choose.